Hello, everyone. It's Fred again from Notes of a Nomad, video number 307. Today, I want to talk about one of my favorite topics, the difference between competition, which I think is very damaging, and collaboration, which I think is very rewarding and very helpful. And there's a recent book been written called Uncompete by Ruchika Malhotra. And this book really resonated with me. It's only been published a few months ago in late 2025. And yet it's all along the lines of things that I've often spoken about at Agra speakers. And I had to go back in my history of my videos. I said, I'm sure I've spoken about this. I found one of the videos, number 140, back in October of 2022, where I referred to a video, a TED Talk, where it was mentioned, and I will put the reference to this TED Talk in the description of this video, because if you are interested in this subject, this TED Talk of how people competing with each other can be extremely damaging. There's been studies done on it, so it's not just something that I was dreamt up, or now there's a book about it, and there's this TED Talk. So it's something that I'm very, very passionate about, because I believe that is one of the challenges in the world, is there is too much competition and not enough collaboration. So this is the book that Ruchika Malhotra wrote, Rejecting Competition to Unlock Success. And she refers on how we're not really wired. This is something we learn. It's through our family and maybe our cultures, where we encourage children to compete to be the best. Meanwhile, it's very damaging. It can be very stressful on people, and people are now undercutting others because they want to be the best, and they don't help each other. And so it doesn't help with the collaboration. And if you're interested in listening to Ruchika, there's a very good podcast, the Jason Mark Campbell Business Podcast, where she was speaking about how collaboration can lead to success. And, mentioned her background where she, grew up in Singapore and was competitive. But she's now a business author, and she, I believe, runs a company where she helps people, showing them how collaboration can make their organizations more successful in the short-term competitive business that often people are worried about their quarterly results. But that can be very damaging, not only to the companies, but to the people working in the companies. So I find this very refreshing, because it's something that I often spoke about over the years, including back in, 2022. But now with this book, I said, hey, this is right up my alley. So if you're interested, you could listen to that, or I'll put a link to the video that I watched, and it's in 2015, where the lady talks about how damaging it is to be so competitive and not collaborate with each other. And this goes back to when I worked in the gold mines in South Africa. I belonged to the Mine Managers Association, where we were competitive companies, but we got together every month and people presented the results of some of the things, the challenges they had in gold mining. And some of it was safety and health. A lot of it was maybe technology as well. We'd share these ideas and help each other and collaborate. And it was, although we were competitive companies, we helped each other and made everything better. And that's where I learned it. And I saw it in action. But here in North America, we're probably much more competitive and not as collaborative as we were in South Africa, in the gold mines in particular. So that's what I would suggest. And hopefully, if you find this topic interesting, look up the video of Ruchika, the podcast. It's on YouTube, or the TED Talk, which I will put a reference in, because I believe very strongly that collaboration would help. In fact, I believe in Tools of Titan, the book that Tim Ferriss wrote, the podcaster, etc. He's written many books, but there was reference where people would say, I found it. Even in their whatever business, they tell their competitors, this is a solution to the problem. And if you help them, they will help you. And there was an example in that book of some companies doing that in some businesses. And that makes so much sense to me, and it will help make the world a better place. In Agora Speakers, we help get to know each other, we collaborate, and we help each other become the best we can be. And we are happy when other people are successful, not just our own success, but others. It's very rewarding. So with that, I'll say adios, au revoir, wishing you, your family and friends, lots of love and laughter, and perhaps a lot more collaboration and not competition. Bye for now from Fred. Until next time, from Notes of a Nomad.